Today we're learning that you can't stump Jesus and to love God with all of you. We'll be learning from Matthew chapter 22, verses 15 through 46. We are learning about the life of Jesus. What books of the Bible do we read about the time when Jesus was alive on earth? Do you remember? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Let's make a Bible with our Play-Doh. To make a Bible, we want to flatten out our Play-Doh and try to make it into a big rectangle because our Bibles are rectangular. So I keep mushing it flat, and then I try to scrub the edges, and then we're going to fold it just like a book. So there's my Bible, and now let's put a cross on it. I'm just going to use my fingernail. We'll put a cross so people know it's the Bible. There we go, and there we have it. Okay, so we decided that we read about the life of Jesus on earth in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Do you remember what these books are called? The Gospels. And what does the word Gospels mean? It's the good news. And what is the good news? It's Jesus. Good job. Do you know what taxes are? There are different kinds of taxes, but basically, when you make money, you must give some of that to the government. That might seem unfair, but our taxes help pay for our roads, policemen, firemen, schools, and more. Let's make something that our taxes help pay for. Since our taxes help pay for schools, I'm going to make a pencil. So I'm going to roll it into a snake to form my pencil. Then I need a point on the end for the lead. So there's my point. And now we need the eraser. Gotta have an eraser on top. So I'm going to use my fingernails to form an eraser. And then there is my pencil. What did you do? Maybe you did a fire hydrant or a gun for the policeman or a road. So a long time ago, back when Jesus lived on earth, the Pharisees wanted to catch him doing something wrong. So they sent some men to try to trick Jesus by asking him, is it right to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Caesar for them was like our president. Jesus knew what they were doing. He knew they were trying to trick him. So he said, show me the coin you use for paying taxes. Do you have a coin you can look at? Let's make an imprint of a coin on our Play-Doh. So all I need to do is smush the Play-Doh and make it flat, and then take our coin, take the head side, and press it lightly into the Play-Doh. We don't want it getting stuck. Then you can flip it and push it out, and there you'll have a picture of what's on the penny. The Pharisees showed Jesus a silver coin. Whose picture is on the coin? It was Caesar's. That would be like our president. Whose picture's on your coin? No matter what coin you look at, it's going to have one of our past presidents. So Jesus said to the Pharisees, that coin belongs to Caesar. So give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. They didn't stump Jesus this time. Try using different coins to make imprints in your Play-Doh. That same day, the Sadducees came to Jesus. They tried to trick him too. They said, Moses told us that if a married man dies and has no children, his brother must marry her and have children for the dead brother. There were 7 brothers. So what if she married one and he died? So she married one of the brothers, the others. Then that brother died. So she married another brother. And this kept happening until she married all the brothers. Now, when people rise from the dead, whose wife will she be? That's a tricky question. I wonder if they're going to stump Jesus this time. Let's make a wedding flower since they're talking about a wedding, getting married. First, you're going to make a ball with your Play-Doh and then flatten it out just a little bit. We're going to put a spot in the middle for the pollen, and then we'll just pinch around the edges as many times as you want. I just did 4 to create the petals. And there you go, that's my funny looking flower. How does yours look? You are so wrong, Jesus said. You don't understand God's power. When people rise from the dead, there won't be any marriage. Everyone will be like the angels in heaven. The people were amazed at his teaching. Let's make a smile with our Play-Doh for the people's amazement. All right, to make a smiley face, we're going to take our Play-Doh and you need a little pinch of it to make an eyeball. And then let's get another pinch of it and roll it around to create the other eyeball. Some of you may do eyelashes and the whole bit. Mine's just a simple smiley face. You need the nose. And then I'm going to roll a snake to make the smiley face. And remember, we made the smiley face because the Sadducees were, try that again. The Sadducees were amazed at Jesus' teachings. When the Pharisees learned that Jesus had made the Sadducees look so silly, they stopped trying to argue with him. They asked Jesus, which command in the law of Moses is the most important? And Jesus said, well, it's to love the Lord your God with all of your heart and all of your soul and all of your mind. And this is the first most important command. And the second command is like the first. Love your neighbor the same as you love yourself. All of the law and the writings of the prophets take their meaning from these 2 commands. Let's think about it. God is all about love. No matter what law it is, it goes back to love. Loving God and loving others is most important. So now let's pull out our Play-Doh and make a heart. To remind us, who should we love first? God, of course. And second, love our neighbors. Love everyone. To make a heart, you're just going to start with a ball and mush it down a little bit. Then we're going to pinch the bottom to create the bottom of the heart. And then at the top, we'll use our finger to poke a little hole, mush down there, and then we make our 2 sections of the top of the heart. And then just kind of pinch around it to make it look like you want it to. And this is my heart. How did you do? Now Jesus asked the Pharisees a question. He said, what do you think about the Messiah? Whose son is he? They knew this. He's the son of David. Jesus said, but David called him Lord. And if David called him Lord, how could he be David's son? None of the Pharisees could answer Jesus' question. So after that day, no one was brave enough to ask more questions. Let's use our Play-Doh to make a question mark, because they didn't ask him any more questions. For the question mark, first we need to roll 1 small ball for the bottom. Then we roll a long snake. And after we finish getting it nice and long, we're going to form it into the shape of the question mark. Just like that. They weren't brave enough to ask any more questions after that last bit. To sum it up, the most important thing we learned today was the greatest command. We learned that we need to love God with everything we have, our hearts, souls, and minds. Then we need to love our neighbors. That means love everyone we meet. This week, practice memorizing this verse. Then record yourself and send it to me. I'd love to see how you do. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind.